Hey Pisces, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. Take what works, leave what doesn't. If I don't catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, check your other major placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, possibly Venus. If I do, there'll be an extended over on Vimeo if you want to join me over there. The link will be in the description box below, and hopefully I remember to include that this time. And then, so I'm going to do a traditional tarot spread here, and then on the extended, we'll do an overlay, sort of a tarot lasagna. So we'll get like another layer on there. So tarot tiramisu, I think is what we're talking about. So I've already shuffled, and from the bottom of the deck, the High Priestess. Oh no, this is Tarot herself. This is a spiritual card, but this is Tarot herself, in my opinion. This is the relationship I have with Tarot, is that this is Tarot herself. She has shown up here to say that there are things we can see and things that we will not be able to see by design, per her request. There will be information withheld from this reading, because if you knew what it was, you would mess stuff up, either by running so fast towards the destination that you don't learn anything on the way there, or you don't go through a natural process that you can then look back on and say, yes, this was me. Yes, this is what I wanted. I made all of these decisions. Or you will flee so far away from the situation that you won't even get involved in something that's going to be very important and will include important lessons for you to learn going forward. So every situation, we either succeed or we learn something, right? So we can't fail. But she's just here to say there are things that will be able to be seen and things that won't be able to be seen. So things that are being withheld, information that's being withheld. This could actually not just be tarot. This could be the situation. So there is a withholding of information. It's an important withholding. It means something. It means something. What's not being said means something. There's also an attempt to understand, but not everything can be understood. There can be an attempt to control, but not everything can be controlled. I like it, because it's like the chaos and the order. They're going to do a dance, but they need each other. What's untamable, what's unknowable, what's uncontrollable is sort of doing a dance with what can be known, what can be understood, and what can be controlled. And they are working together right now. Very dynamic, interesting, exciting energy. So your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's the issue, environment, to-do list, possible outcome. All right. Okay. In your recent past, you have the Magician. Something was begun. This is the card number 1. We have card number 1 and we have card number 21. So we don't have the Fool card here, because the Fool card is sort of the shadow period, the contemplation of making something happen. The 1 is, yes, we've begun this journey. Yes, we are making something happen. We have begun to make something happen. We are making something happen. We have begun a journey. We have assembled the parts. We have imagined. We have dreamed. We have done all of the mental and heart work. We've fantasized. And now the reality is upon us, and it's becoming real. And we're having the power to make something from our imagination, from our fantasy life real. There's this, and we've done this before. We've done this many times before. Every time we've had a relationship with someone that we've, has caught our eye and we've thought about for a minute, and then we ended up, going out with them for a while, that we created that. That's something we did. Anytime we've gotten an apartment that we actually wanted, or something like that, or a car that we wanted, we've made many things manifest in our lives. We've created many things, many realities. We've created the reality we're living in right now. So you've already started something. This is this is that initiation, that you've initiated something. You've begun the journey. You've made the decision, and you've begun. You've packed the car for the trip, and you've mapped it out. All that work is done, and now we're actually going. Now we're actually starting to move. So you are manifesting something, you are creating something, you have already begun this. In your current situation, we have Knight of Swords, we have communication, clear communication. The Knight is the communicator, is the mover, the shaker, the communicator. The sword is communication, rationality, clarity on something. So this clarity comes in and obliterates anything. Oh, I was thinking about dragons this morning. What was I thinking about dragons? I was thinking about hoarding and like billionaires hoarding wealth. And yeah, so anyway, yeah, that's what I was thinking about. But I don't think that that's relevant here. This is a person that's coming in with some clear communication. They're not... Right, we're talking about what can be known and what can't be known. Something's going to be made known. Either you're doing the making knowing, or someone else is coming in here and doing the making knowing as well. So some clarity comes here. There's been something sort of bothersome, maybe something a little bit. It's been bothersome, and this communication is going to come in. Either you are communicating or someone else is communicating, and it's really clearing up whatever's been bothering people. There's a lot of clarity coming in here. Clear communication. And so, is it you? Is it somebody else? I don't know, but very clear communication is coming in. Could feel a little blunt, could feel a little brutal, but it's going to be so clear. It's going to like finish the job. There'll be no doubt left as to what's going on, what the situation is. There'll be no doubts left. You'll see it very clearly. I like the Knight of Swords. I mean, he's brave. He or she is brave, courageous, and extremely clear. Uses all of that courage and fearlessness really to be very clear about something. It could be a little scary depending on if you're a dragon, or it could be a little exciting depending on if you're a villager that's been harassed by a dragon or bothered by something. It'll be nice to have that clarity. Clear skies, safety. There's some, yeah, what? There's safety. Oh, I don't really think of the Knight of Swords. I think of that as like, the truth will set you free. It's a little terrifying, but it'll set you free. But I got a sense of safety here. There's a protection. That's so funny. It's like usually just so raw, so out in the open with the Knight of Swords, but there's something, it's creating some safety. This clarity creates safety. There's like someone cowering here, and they need to cower. So your Queen of Cups here is in your interior. This could be you. This could be someone you're thinking about. But the Queen of Cups is very interior. Your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, dealing with the Queen of Cups. You could be thinking about someone, wondering about the depth of their emotion, wondering about, what's inside, what's emotionally, what are they dealing with? What are they coping with? There's maybe some moments of transparency. There's definitely a very full emotional experience. Someone is experiencing a lot of emotions. There could be some scary elements to it, some transparency. They could be communicating, but mostly with themselves. Like, it's definitely a card of journaling out how you feel. So you're either doing that journaling, or someone you know, you're curious about what's in their journal. You're curious about if they were to keep a journal, what would be in it. A lot of curiosity about that. Maybe even a lot of worries about how someone's feeling, how someone's processing something. Maybe this truth is coming out and you're really thinking about, like, worried about how they're processing it, how they're dealing with it, if they're okay. You could be thinking about someone else's emotional experience and very worried about them and concerned about them. Maybe you're even hopeful. Maybe this communication comes in and the other person's not very communicative about how they experience it, but you're hopeful that they are happy about it. So your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, thinking about somebody, and this again could be you because the queens are so interior. It could be your interior life that we're talking about here. Hopes, fears, you could be very privately exploring them all as you watch this truth be revealed. What's the issue here is Four of Cups reversed. Four of Cups has several possible meanings in the upright. It has, you've accepted false offerings in the past, and you're not 100% on this, on a true offering that's coming in, the actual Holy Grail, the actual thing that you wanted coming in. It's like the boy who cried wolf, like, you know, there's been so many false starts and so many false starts that you're not sure about what's coming in. But it could also be like, here comes this same stupid ass angel. I mean, the thing is, I think the point of Four of Cups is that it's confusing, is that there are offers, and you might not be able to see a real offer when it comes in because of your past offers have all sucked. So you might not, it's about someone trying to make a decision and a choice, whether to break a cycle or go for another, go for it again. And they're trying to figure it out, but they don't have all the information. They don't have as very much information. So this could be, it's almost like breaking, usually I see an offer and a refusal of an offer. And the offer could be a genuine, real deal offer, but it's not being seen. But this one is like, it's reversed. So we could be seeing it as the opportunity that it is, or waking up to something. And maybe these other cups made us very drowsy, made us very like, we've passed out here on the hill because we've had so much to drink and it hasn't been good. And here someone's like offering us like a hangover cure or a cup of coffee at the end of a rough night, at the end of a rough run. And someone's offering us a wake up, a cup of coffee. And I feel like in this, because it's reversed, that you might be starting to see that and starting to understand what this offer is. Getting some clarity on the offer. And maybe that's what this communication is. There could be some sort of like, you know, metaphorically, maybe you've like communicated, you wanted a new apartment, you started the journey, you've had some very clear communications with some sort of landlord. And now you're starting to realize that this might actually happen. This might actually be real. Like you might actually accept this offer. This is much more serious consideration of an offer than in the upright. Because in the upright, we're just sort of dismissing it because what the hell, man. Every time someone brings me something to drink, I just feel drowsier. My vision's worse. I hate it. I don't like it. And then someone's bringing you something that's totally different than what you've experienced before. And you may not in the past have been able to see that, but now you might be waking up to this possibility that this might actually be something very different. Like you're starting to wake up and smell the coffee here. You haven't partaken of the cup yet, but you might be realizing that this smells a little different than what I've been offered. But I think the Four of Cups, it's confusing because it's like, are you refusing the offer? Are you breaking a cycle? Is this actually very healthy to break this cycle? And I think the way the different decks present it is a real strong guide for me as far as like where we're going with this offer. But I think also part of the point is that there is some confusion about the offer. There is some confusion that, are we breaking a cycle or is this just another repeat? We don't know. But here I think you're starting to realize that this is a different one. This is totally different. And that this truth and this communication could be a game changer for you. In your environment, we have a wounded warrior, Nine of Wands. This could actually be a person, I feel like, or it could be just a situation. It just goes on and on. I mean, like this again would be a cycle that you're tired of, you're sick of it. You don't really want to go on. And like, if this is your dating scheme, you're actually like, you know what? Convent's looking pretty good here. I don't think I'm going to go out again. I don't want to do this again. Yeah, maybe I thought I did, but I think I might be done. I think I might become a Buddhist nun. I don't want to do this anymore. So there's something in your environment, but this could be a person in your environment that's feeling that way. Or the situation is just gone on for a long time and everyone's really bored of it and sick of it and tired of it. So there's just like some lingering, beleaguered issue in your environment that's just like way too much. And there's someone here that just doesn't want to go on. We're getting time to kind of drop it. We're approaching an ending here. And it definitely feels like it, like, I'm not going to do this anymore. whatever this is, right? And that's the Four of Cups here too. But that could be why it's a little confusing, because you like don't want to do it anymore, and then here comes this actual offer. What? We're preparing to end something. Is this different? Is this going to be different than the last time? And then we have your to-do list, the World card. This is end something. This is finish the book, end the project. This is 21, right? We've got 1 and we've got 21. 21 is the end of the book. It's a big ending. This is fascinating because Aquarius got a little bit of the same thing. It's a big ending here. There's safety. There's safety here. There's some preservation. Something's preserved. It's not like everything's ending. Something's preserved. And there's like a new beginning that's being kept safe. But you're ending something. You're closing an entire, it's like a wound that's being sutured shut. You're closing an entire chapter, not a book. It's a book. You're closing a book of your life. This time is done. I'm done with this. I am completely done. I am ready for the next book. What's my next novel? But it's this Four of Cups, right? There's a sense of ending some sort of cycle, ending some sort of process that's gone on long enough. Maybe some truth came in, you saw it. Maybe you're trying to create something, but some truth came in about it. You saw it. You really kind of spent some time sorting out how you felt about it. You realized that you didn't want it anymore. And the situation itself is time to be retired, and now you just close the book on it. We're done. We're done. Something has been kept safe and preserved in this process, but it's time for you to kind of wrap up, like talk about, and then this character goes off and does that character goes off and does that. We're just going to summarize a little bit of all the main characters that we've come to know and love in this little adventure here, and then we're going to close the book, and that's that. If you need more, you can go do some fan fiction, but we're done. So yeah, it's ending something. It's like you start something, and then you end something. And possible outcome? Hanging out with some friends, celebrating with friends. 3 of Cups. This accomplishment, this end of an era in your life is somehow worth celebration. Friendship. Enjoying people's company. There's music here. This could be you started something and then you have to end something because this other thing started. And then you end a chapter and it's like, yay, end of the chapter. Like maybe you wanted this new apartment or live in this certain part of town, like metaphorically. And you've tried that, you're sick of where you're at, and you end up having to move. And it's like exciting, actually. Like, it's not like, oh, I have to move. It's like, I'm totally done with this apartment. I'm totally done with this part of town. I'm totally done with this job. I'm totally done with this old love here. I'm totally done with it. I started something new, and this is almost seeming like you leapt, but you knew where you wanted to go. And there's some sort of celebration about this ending. Maybe it's graduation. Maybe it's retirement. There's something to celebrate here with this ending, though. In conclusion, the World card also to me is very passive. It's like you don't do anything. You just allow and surrender to the end of an era. The era is ending. Some sort of communication comes in and creates this ending, and you surrender to it. You don't fight it. You allow it to happen. Yeah, maybe this Knight of Swords actually brings in a little chaotic energy, that sort of chaos that the High Priestess endorses and uses. And it creates some sort of end of an era. It's worth celebrating, though. All right, well, that's that for you, Pisces. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. And if you are interested or curious, join me over on Vimeo for some clarification on all of these cards. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.